So Kamala Harris lost and Donald Trump won. This was really predictable. I actually don't want to hear anybody talk about third-party voters because it's exceedingly clear that is not what lost the Democrats this election. It's really just about the fundamentals of how you win an election, and for the third time in a row, Democrats have ignored that and decided to prioritize hallucinating voters that do not exist. They dumped $1 billion into ads targeted at moderate Republicans, telling them, oh, don't worry, it'll just be our little secret if you vote for Kamala Harris. See, Liz Cheney is out here campaigning with Kamala Harris. Doesn't that make you want to switch sides? Turns out, no, it didn't. They got the exact same levels of Republican votes as they did last time. Not a single person saw any of that and decided that was a convincing message. Not one. We were told by every single DNC operative who was getting paid millions of dollars to doodle on their laptops for 2 years that if you just run to the right on every single issue, you will win with voters in the suburbs. It's the Chuck Schumer strategy. New York Democrats capitulated to the right at every opportunity, and the electorate became more conservative because between a conservative and a conservative, people are either going to vote Republican or stay home. And then they decided, let's take that strategy national. And then the electorate became more conservative. Democrats spent this campaign season telling their base to go fuck themselves, that they were not going to give an inch of policy that would actually improve their lives to reliable Democratic voters. Republicans spent this campaign season leaning hard into their base, telling them they're going to give them every single item on their wish list. The Republican base turned out, Democratic base stayed home. Chuck Schumer said, for every vote we lose in the cities, we're going to gain one in the suburbs. The suburbs don't vote for you when you run like a Republican. All you're doing is losing votes in the cities. Any moron on the street could have told you this. They frontlined Liz Cheney and ran on creating a lethal military after a year of some of the most intense anti-war protests on every single college campus. And then Kamala Harris goes and loses almost every college town in Michigan. How the fuck does that happen? Her economic platform was basically entirely aimed at small business owners, and she was palling around with Mark Cuban all of last week instead of Bernie Sanders, one of the most consistently popular politicians in this fucking country, who was relegated to the C tier, or any of the union leaders that were backing you before you went into this election. So surprise, surprise, she does better with the upper middle class and the wealthy, but then she drops horribly with the poor and the lower middle class. How does that happen? It's not just a more conservative electorate, or that she's black, or that she's a woman, although those are certainly factors. It's that Republicans promised people things. They said, we're gonna give you change. We all know that it's change for the worse, but they said, we're gonna give you change. Democrats didn't promise shit. They said, we're advocating for the status quo, and fuck you if you don't like the status quo. That's what you're fucking getting, okay? And then the blue wall got its back blown out. Lost every single swing state. It's not rocket science. All of the signs were there super early. Democrats ignored all of them because they would legitimately rather hand this country on a silver platter to fascists than they would give even a crumb of material benefits to the working class. Welcome to the Weimar Republic. Hashtag democracy is over. We can't do socialism, so we're handing you some barbarism. Enjoy!